welcome to my front porch. And today Solomon is sitting on my front porch with me. Of course, my front porch is right here on this podcast. And this is Solomon's first podcast. I'm so excited to welcome
Yes.
you to the world of podcasting and
Mhm.
really excited to hear what you have to say. So let's just get right to it. Solomon, who are you and what do you do?
Thank you, LS. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And yes, I'm a certified health coach. I'm a master trainer, certified glute specialist, and a certified nutritionist. So I help women change their unhealthy habits. I help women stay consistent and be able to accomplish their fitness goals, all from the comfort of their phone or their laptop with my fitness app, LS.
Oh, nice, nice. And you have an app, so it's not like
Hmm.
like we have to expose ourselves and all of
Exactly.
our our my bat wings go as we get older.
Yeah, so yep. Actually, LS, those can change. Like I said, so the right proper training, the right proper nutrition, the right proper focus. So
Awesome.
I don't see women that had flat wings and they had some nice tone, amazing arms. So it definitely can't be done as long as a person doesn't have a self-limiting belief.
Yeah. I've this year I've really embraced what that means. And
Oh, really?
I
Great.
I've learned so much in the last, well, 2.5, well, probably 3 years now, because this is already July, about mindset and what those limiting beliefs are and things that we heard maybe in childhood are still
Hmm.
stopping us from being our best, doing what we can do,
Exactly.
living that fulfilled life and taking care of ourselves. The belief that, oh, that's all of my family, everybody in my family's that way. And it's like, well, some things are genetic. There's no doubt about that.
Hmm.
But we can't just always rely on that. We can do
Exactly.
things for ourselves. And yeah,
Hmm.
that's been a great path. So tell us more about this. And
Yes.
I want to know, a lot on this show. We particularly talk about how to help entrepreneurs. So we talk about your journey and learn from your challenges. But one of the things I'm curious about is why women? I mean,
Yes.
usually men are, out
Okay.
there helping other men build up their muscles and
Hmm.
whatnot.
Hmm.
But I'm seeing a lot more people focusing on, or a lot more trainers focusing on women to get them to where they need to be.
Hmm.
So why did you choose this?
Okay, so Alex, that's a great question to ask me, and I would say that really the women chose me because those are those are basically the ones that that they're more open minded and they're more willing to pay, so they kind of basically chose me. So I mean, I train men well too. It don't make a difference, but just but I realize that you can't effectively market to men and women with the same message because they basically want two different
Right.
things. So
Yeah.
just basically women for the most part they want to flatten on their stomach, build up their glutes, so just they care more about those things, especially the glutes. So yeah, just and then mainly in the business though, women are mainly more coachable when it comes down to and also mostly women will take more time to work on the maintenance of their body. Women are the ones that they go for spas and do stuff like that, and then women go on more vacations, so they'll spend money on stuff like that. So that's why just I picked them, and originally LS I was a model. And then I said, man, I think I do like fitness, So okay, my friend, I think that can work out by me being a coach. I do like strength training and getting to meet people and get to have great conversations with people like how me and you are talking. And I get to help them build their confidence and believe in themselves. And I realized that, man, this just totally makes a person a better version of themselves when they have more respect for themselves and they believe they can do more things and they're looking amazing in anything that they wear and then they're getting more things done. I said, wow, this is such great. And I just kept doing it. And yeah, and then otherwise, if I didn't have a passion for it, I would have quit a long time ago. Just like with any business, being an entrepreneur,
Right.
if you're only in it for the money, you're going to quit when times get difficult. So you have to
Oh,
find
yeah.
something. I tell all entrepreneurs, if you're going to get your business, find something that you're passionate about, and then you actually take pride in mastering that process. And then in the end, that's going to help you be able to make more money because you're better at what you do. And then you're going to hang in there when times get difficult.
Yeah, because the main thing is your why. Why are you doing
Yes.
this? You know, and
Mm-hmm.
anytime, I mean, you look at a lot of the, I'm just going to say, use the word wealthy. You
Mm-hmm.
look at them and they get that way because they're helping others get to where they
Yes.
want to go. So
Mm-hmm.
great attitude, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
So wow, you went from modeling to teaching health
Mhm.
and fitness. That's amazing. That's a tough field being a model, and
Yes.
and sadly, a lot of times it's starving your body to stay skinny. You know, doing things that are not healthy, and so yeah. So I'm sure you've seen lots of things that that say no, we
Mm-hmm.
got to stay healthy because healthy is beautiful.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, that's a great point. That's one thing I actually forgot, and that's one of the reasons why I actually did model. I changed my mind because basically, like you just said, they want the male models to be really, really bony and scrawny, and I mean, for the most part, I think about how when I was going to this one modeling school, and I remember like it was yesterday, you know, which the guy wanted me to be able to touch my bicep, and even back then, I cannot touch my bicep,
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's like,
Yes, yeah,
don't
yes,
touch it this way.
yes, yes. I cannot. You know, yeah. It just said mainly, you know, just yeah, and also too, just the whole modeling business is very difficult. You know, like before I was trying to get signed to an agency, and it's just that it's a very touchy situation. You know, so
Right,
just but
right.
yes, okay, I have a better chance of coming out to meet. You know, doing the fitness and it really the fitness business has changed, especially ever since COVID. Ever since COVID, people really haven't been the same. Just like how you also mentioned the mindset. A
Right.
lot of times, people mindset now, ever since COVID, people are more impatient. They want everything right now. And then yes, social media have made people more impatient. So definitely, people mindset hasn't been the same. So it's about getting people, you know, to get back to prioritizing their health, wanting to be better, and being willing to put the work in, and not just wanting to take shortcuts.
Right, right, because shortcuts, they don't last. Um,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
it's yeah, working on that body. You want it to be something that you can continue on, and if a health crisis does occur, your body's already prepared and healthy and ready
Mm-hmm.
to tackle it. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's really good. What
Mm-hmm.
are some,
Thank
you know, you just mentioned that COVID and the mindset are some really big
you.
challenges. What are some other challenges you've had to go through being an entrepreneur?
Oh my God! Oh my God! So where do I start? So I would say that I would say like one of the biggest challenges is like being an entrepreneur is like when people say that they'll pay you at this time and the people don't pay you, you know. So that's really I would say that's like one of the
Yeah,
ugliest part about being an entrepreneur is like how you know when people don't do what they said that they'll do and pay you, and then you're trying to run off of your own business and you got bills that need to get paid, and people
yep,
haven't paid you when they said. So that I'll say that's definitely the most difficult part.
right, right. And I've heard that before. That's very true. Um, yeah. So you have an app. It's not like
Mhm.
you have everybody come in as a group and we're going to do this together. So what does your app entail? And that's really great. You have an app. Apps are wonderful. And
Mhm.
then people feel like they have a little more privacy to do what they do.
Yes.
They don't have to put on this big show. They don't have to be perfect. It's like, okay, I can take my time. I can do what really works for me. And if I'm struggling, I don't have to worry about everybody watching me struggle.
Exactly, exactly. So yes, LS. So basically, I realized being a trainer for so long, I realized that the most important thing people need help with is when they're not around a coach. So I realized that okay, you know, I can be training a person 3, 4 days a week, but if I don't have enough control over what they're eating when they're not around me, their habits, you know, I realized that my best clients are the online clients because I can see their macros, their calories. I can see what they're
Yeah,
doing. And
you've got
I keep them
accountability
on track.
for it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, they have more
yeah,
of that. And also the other thing is I realized a long time ago is that motivation means you feel like it, and a lot of time, most of the time, motivation is not going to be there. It's not going to be there, and discipline is better, but at a certain time, discipline does run out. So really, the most effective thing you can rely on is systems. So basically, so my app is like a system that know that I can have my clients to get results, hold them accountable, and the app is really just it's the ultimate tool. So it's my private app where I get to everything is personalized. I fill out an application, and I basically go and review the application, and I show them how my training program works. I show them how the app works, and then I give them 2 options to choose from. But everything is so personalized just for that person, based off of their goals. Because most people think of having some type of quick cookie cutter program, and those aren't that effective. People need something that's personalized to them, and people need help with their habits. That's why I specialize in behavior change, being a coach.
Yeah, that is so true. And it's easy to get out of the habit. Oh, I missed this one just because it was a hectic day. Oh, it's okay. I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and it's like, or I might do it. And the next day it's like, well, okay, well, as long as I'm getting it 3 times a week, that should be good. And then something else comes up, and it's hard to develop those habits. And you can be real good at it. You can be doing it and doing it and doing it. And then something happens, and a month later you realize it's not happening anymore. So it's great to have that accountability there, and encouragement, because I'm sure that you encourage the women too. It's like, don't give up. You've got this. That's good.
Exactly. And also, LS, just like you said, accountability. So basically, I realized too that accountability is actually one of the highest forms of love. Because I think about the Bible and Proverbs. It says that a parent who truly loves their the kid, they're going to correct their kid. And if a parent doesn't love their kid, they're just not going to say nothing. So it's like the same thing. I think about me training adults. They're basically just kids. They just need help with their coaching regarding their food and their and just guidance and their habits. So I look at my clients as my children.
Yeah, and that brings me up to points also from the Bible that says, "Love your neighbor as yourself."
Yes,
And I think a lot of women do not love themselves, and they're so busy pouring into their family and everything else. They're not taking care of themselves, and you really need to show yourself some love. That doesn't mean you're conceited or you put you first in front of everybody else, but you treat yourself right.
Yeah, self-love.
And then you can treat others right and be there for them. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, something's going to happen and you're not going to be there for others. So,
yep, exactly.
And accidents happen. Things happen, like getting hit by the bull a couple of weeks ago.
Yep,
but you've got to have a strong body to recover from things. And some things take longer to recover.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Yep. There you go. Speaking of COVID, some people they didn't make it because it actually came out that if you actually have more muscle mass, you have a stronger chance of not getting COVID. So that also, and that's the other thing that we also learned about that though. But yeah, because when you have a stronger body, stronger resistance, all that stuff makes a difference though. But it comes down to just nowadays, people are just most people are into just doing everything that's fun, just like a kid. A kid, if they can help it, they'll want to eat candy all day, eat chocolate all day, don't go to sleep. Yeah, so that's what kids would do. But but adults, I like that too. Adults want to mainly they want to go on vacation.
Grab the fast food on the way home and order pizza, order takeout. Yeah,
so people need somebody, and they need somebody to hold them accountable, but not to anybody. Somebody who's a professional. So that definitely makes a big difference. Most information that's out there is wrong. So so just
absolutely true. So I want to talk about your app a little bit. Did you develop it yourself? Did you have someone else do it? Was it
yes,
switch?
Okay, let's. That's a great question. Actually, I paid somebody to make it for me, and I also made it just so personalized based off of my client and what I believe would be the best way. So me actually adding in a habit tracker and a meal tracker made a big difference too, because then I can take control and know and see a person's habits and help them to be able to develop the positive habits to get better results and then to build up their discipline in the areas that they're weak. So yeah, so definitely I hired somebody to do it, and it just definitely made a big difference, like, because people really need help, and I get to help people now around the world. So even though it's a private app, I get a person access to it though, but just me helping people around the world is better, and then it just changed everything. But just a person has to be open minded enough to to not have a closed mind and not think everything is the same, because
Right.
most trainers they do it virtually. There's nothing wrong with that though, but there's still people need help. I mean, if a person has the technology and the skill and the know-how and the system, that's going to get that person results a lot better than the person that just only giving a person access, just seeing what they're doing in front of them. If you can
Right.
monitor, have data, it's about having data that you can track and measure, and that's how you can just be able to make better adjustments.
Yeah, definitely. That's really good. And I know there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of apps out there that do a lot of different things, but I really like being able to have a coach who knows what they're doing that you can talk to, that you can say, "Hey, I'm really struggling this week," or "I've hit this plateau. What can I
Mm-hmm.
do? Why is it just stuck?" Or, maybe lifestyle has changed or something's changed,
Yes.
and it's like, well, I can't do it this way anymore. I either don't have the room or I don't have the time, or,
Yes.
maybe we're on
Expertise.
vacation or something, but I still want to keep fit. So
Exactly.
yeah. And it's
There you go.
not just about physically fit. It's also, if I'm right, um, let me know if
Mm-hmm.
I need corrected. Please correct me. But it's also about
Mm-hmm.
nutrition, meaning what you eat, when you eat, how many times you eat, keeping
Yes.
hydrated,
Structure.
getting the foods that are right for your body, because it can be different for
Mm-hmm.
everybody. I mean, you don't have the
Mm-hmm.
same meal plan for someone who's a diabetic as you have for someone who's not a diabetic. Different
Yes.
needs that our bodies have. And so,
Mm-hmm.
what's the average age of women that you help?
Yes. Mainly 40, 45 to 55.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because there's a lot of change that happens between each year. 20-year-old's different than a 30-year-old, different than
Yes.
a 40-year-old, and different than, a 65, 75-year-old. And
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
nutrition and sleep is different too. Um,
Exactly. So, yeah. So they have different things that a person need help with. So yeah, just like how I'm good at helping the women balance their hormones, and yeah, it just makes a big difference when something personalized to them based off of their age, their level of experience, and I got 4 different ways that I can track their macros and calories. Actually, I can show you a little something. I got 4 different ways I can track their macros and calories. Like,
oh,
so this is it
nice.
right there. So that's
There.
the loading screen. So everything is personalized. So this
Things
one
to do
client today,
today.
yes,
That's
yes. So this is
nice.
a client. I, this is a client that I spoke to today. So today I gave her a pep talk, but she has to do, what I want her to do and thing. But I can see, but yeah. So just in real time, I can see and I hold them accountable, and it changes
Oh,
everything. So you're gonna look at me. So yes. So yeah. So actually, I'm gonna log some of my other meals, but so my steps is on there. I'm gonna show you one of my other people though. But yeah, but a person can just log everything. I give them 4 different ways. I have a meal plan. So this is one of my clients. So she actually logged 2 of her meals so far. I give her 4 different ways. She has a meal plan. She can follow my meal plan. She's on a program for 1,700 calories per day. This is broken down into
wow.
7 different days. So she can follow the meal plan. It shows her the ingredients. She can press that she ate that. So yes, that's one way. Or then she could just enter in the search bar what she had, and then it would just tell her the macros and calories, and she just enter the portion size. She can use the barcode scanner in the app, and then that will calculate the macros, or she can enter it manually. And I have it also. If you save a meal one time, and if you log it one time, you can go and save it as a favorite, and you don't have to log it again. And it literally takes you only a
Okay.
few seconds. So yeah,
Nice. Nice.
thank you.
So it
So
saves
that
you
feature
time.
changed everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. That's
yes.
really great. Um, so what is it that when someone has gotten your app and they're going through it, what do you really want them to achieve the most from it?
Okay, Ellis, that's a great question. So yeah, so basically, first, the person fills out the application, and then really, it's about me having their pain points and knowing exactly what you're dealing with. I mean, having the information in the application, and then the app is just a tool that I use to communicate. So then I would just personalize their habits, their program, their meals, and they can I give them different options, and I could just just make sure that they know how and just number one, most people need help with staying consistent when they're stressed out.
Right.
Most women, when they're stressed out, that's when they just they just do nothing or they just only work. So it's about having a system that you can help them when they're going to do a lot to keep them consistent. So
Oh,
just the app is a
nice.
tool that I use to communicate. And it's about them tracking their macros. Most people don't track their macros and calories. So macro just mean it's protein, it's carbohydrates and healthy fats. So we say
Right.
macros, that's putting all three of those together. So yes, so there's just knowing what's the best solution to attack this person goal. And most people don't even know how to set proper goals. So I teach people being a
Right.
health coach is you have to set what we call SMART goals. It has to be specific. It has to be measurable. It has to be achievable. It has to be relevant. It has to be time bound. So most people do not set goals in that way. It's usually
Right.
broad. So I want to just feel amazing. Okay, I want to just something broad. So it got to be something that you can measure, and then you are more than likely able to get results. Is if you can track it, measure the progress, and make adjustments whenever you needed to. So definitely that expertise makes a big difference. But the person has to respect the art of coaching. So just one thing I realized a while ago, recently, is the most important thing. It doesn't really come down to a person's age or their experience. The most important thing is that person coachable? Can that person put
Right.
their ego aside and then do they respect structure and masculine leadership?
Right. Right. Sorry, we're got a storm coming. We're just getting alarms on our phone here.
Okay, no
Um,
problem. No problem.
yeah.
To be safe and
Yeah,
yeah.
Texas is getting hit really hard right now. So we're okay
Oh,
where
I
we're at.
know.
But
Yeah, I
just
seen that. So,
just
uh-huh.
an hour to the west of us, they're really getting hammered hard. Had another
Oh
storm
God, be
coming through
careful.
too today, and it's just crazy. Um, so so what is your goal for your business? What do you
Okay.
really by helping these women achieve what they want? What are you getting
Mhm.
out of it?
Oh, actually, Ellis, that's a great question. Now, what I get a great sense of peace, knowing that I'm giving a person structure and helping them be able to change their thinking and get some results, and helping them especially build their confidence, and also
Yeah,
believe in themselves. So I get great joy in that, knowing that okay, this person, no matter wherever they go, they're gonna take some lessons that I
yeah,
taught them, and the ones that get amazing results, they're gonna believe in themselves more, and yes, they actually become a better version of themselves. They're gonna start trusting themselves more and saying that they're gonna do something and actually doing it. So a
right.
lot of times it works the opposite way. If you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, you're gonna believe in yourself a little bit less, a little bit
Mhm.
less. Then it's gonna get to the point where you don't believe nothing that you say. Then it's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think
Hmm.
women too have, spend so much time making sure that everybody else is taken care
Hmm.
of. And so they start thinking that, oh, I'm good the way I am. And it's like, well, this is just the way it's gonna be. And they really
Yeah,
don't give themselves enough self-love like we were talking about earlier. That they
I
do
agree.
deserve to be happy. They do deserve to get what they want out of life too. Um,
I
you
agree.
know,
I agree, and
you
I say just as long as the person is willing to put the work in, So in life, so as long as the person is willing to do what's required.
right, right, yeah. And it sounds like you custom make everything for that person. I know when I work with my clients on
Hmm.
writing their book, I want to
Hmm.
make sure that they get the things out of it that they want. I've heard too
Yes,
many times of people saying, well, I went to this publisher and they said it had to be done their way. It had to be done their way. And it's like, that's really sad because your writer is the reason you've got this book. They have the story
exactly.
to tell. And
Mm-hmm.
so they need to have them in it as well. And I guess that's
Mm-hmm.
what makes part of what makes mine different is I want to make sure that the person that comes to me to write their book to get it published does just that. It's their book. It's not mine. I'm just there to
Exactly.
guide them.
Okay,
Sorry to
yeah,
be
so
just
there you go. Just
getting
coach
hit with these alarms for this storm.
No
Sorry,
problem, no problem.
it
It's okay.
must be
It's
pretty
okay.
bad again.
Yeah,
But
I agree with you. That's great. That's a great
yeah,
point. That's
yeah.
so.
So I'm glad to see that that's what you do for women too. You help them get to where they want to be. Not that this is my program, these are things you have to do to get this, but it's like, what do you want? How do you want your body
Mm-hmm.
to be when we're done? Um, so what's
Mm-hmm.
the typical time that women will spend on this app to get, at least get, if they don't get to where they want to go, at least get close to it, or they do get to where they want to be.
What's the typical time? Okay, so I would say it depends on the person goals. So I said most of the
Right.
time when a person pays me, they're paying because they need help with fat loss
Hmm.
in their habits and in the structure. But number one is mainly belly fat and fat loss, and there's no
Right.
such thing as only targeting one area of your body. So really, when a person has belly fat, they have a few different healthy habits. So it's not really
Yeah.
just one. So just a few different things. They got 20 or 30 or 40 years of food addictions, that they
Oh
actually
yeah.
need help with.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that part of it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's what I
Yeah.
realized. So they have these food addictions, these cravings. So, and that's where I learned being a health coach because it's just that being a health coach, it gave me different skills that made me a better trainer. Because a perfect example, like you said earlier, so it's good when a coach actually pretty much focusing on what the person want. So basically, I learned that being a health coach, you're trained to ask the right kind of questions to get the person to come up with what they want. Versus when you're a personal trainer, you're really taught to just tell them what to do. Say, okay, you need this, you need that. I think. But yeah, so I go back and forth between just telling the person when I gotta just just work on just also just having them to come up with a solution themselves. So then I just ask the questions so that they can come up with it themselves, and then they'll stick
Nice.
to it longer. So that's the difference I
Yeah.
learned. That yeah, it's just that being a health coach, you specialize in behavior change, and that's what people need. They need help with changing their unhealthy habits. But the person has to have that mindset that they're actually willing to pay for that expertise, because otherwise, if a person could have did it themselves, they would already be fit and healthy and have these healthy habits.
That's right. Yeah, that is
Mm-hmm.
so true. If they could do it themselves, they'd already be there, but it's hard. It's hard to break habits, and maybe habits that have been there for years or even from
Yes.
childhood without realizing it. And it's like, oh, it's too hard to change, and it's like, it's hard to change, but it's not too hard to change. It can be done. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nice to have somebody who's there to help you figure it out, not tell you what to do, not say, oh, you have to do it this way, but it's like, well, let's see what you're doing
Guide you.
now.
Yes. Yeah.
What are some things that you think you can change? Here are some options. Which one do you think will work better for you? Um, I know
Mm-hmm.
I had started on a Mediterranean type diet to start managing my
Oh,
weight and
nice.
my tones and stuff. And at first it was hard in the point that I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what to eat. It's like, I started reading labels, staying away from high fructose corn syrup, staying away from
Mm-hmm.
processed foods. And it was like
Mm-hmm.
everything had high fructose corn syrup in it.
Yeah.
Well,
Most food
once you
is
start
bad.
getting, yeah, it's awful because what it does, from my understanding, is it shuts down the part of your brain that says you're full. So you never know you're full. You just keep on eating and eating and you're always hungry. And it's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a good thing. There's everything in moderation. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was difficult. It's like, I can't eat anything. Well, I can. And I found some amazing recipes. Just keep looking and keep searching for what you're after, and you'll find it. Um,
Exactly.
and
And keep
it's
it
been really
simple.
good. Yeah,
There you
yeah. And then once I had my gallbladder removed, then
go.
I had to change my diet again because a lot of oils where just my body says they're
Oh,
just
wow.
some negative side effects that happen. And
Hmm.
it's like, so now I had to find foods that really work for me. Um, one thing that happened as I got older is I have an allergy to most chocolate. Well,
Oh.
goodness, chocolate was my life. I mean, what do you go
Uh-huh.
to when you're stressed? Chocolate, chocolate ice cream, chocolate cake, chocolate,
Uh-huh.
fudge brownies, chocolate chip cookies,
Uh-huh.
all of those things. And then it's like, nope, I can't do that. And so what do I
Okay.
do for that sweet tooth? What do I do for the craving? And
Uh-huh.
what I found was by regulating my diet that works for
Hmm.
my body,
Hmm.
um, unless, something happens, I really don't crave it anymore. Every once in a while, there might be something. I noticed when I got injured this last time
Hmm.
that I tend to crave more like I wanted like chocolate cake and things like that. And it's
Yeah,
like
super unhealthy.
I
Yeah.
haven't wanted that for years. It's like that was really
Wow.
weird. But and I know when my allergies are really bad, I actually crave sugar. Don't know why. But
Hmm.
but you find ways to take care of that,
Hmm.
because chocolate cake is not good for me, so I can't have
Yeah.
it. So I
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
other things. But getting
Okay.
my diet back to where it needs to be, like I said, regulating it, making sure I'm eating the foods that are good for me, then those cravings go away. And I think now that I'm saying that, I think it's
Uh-huh.
because my wonderful husband was taking such good care of me, providing meals, because I just, I had that vertigo, so I couldn't. I was lucky if
Uh-huh.
I could eat. I didn't even eat really for about a week, but
Oh
he
my
would
God.
provide meals for me, and they're meals that have a lot more processed foods in them. Some of them.
Oh, yeah.
He's a really great cook from scratch and whatnot, so that was just amazing. But there were some
Mhm.
things that I wouldn't normally eat, and I didn't complain because he was taking care of me, and I was very grateful for that. Um,
Beautiful.
but I think maybe that's what it was that what I was typically used to help counteract all of that wasn't there anymore. And
Okay, I can
it
see
does
that. So
make a difference. So, yeah, yeah,
yeah, also, Les, I'm curious to know, are you able to eat cacao? Have you ever heard of that? So that's the healthy version of cacao. So that spells CACAO. So yeah, just like
right.
one thing I recommend. So that's a chocolate that tastes bitter. So cacao actually has more protein, more fiber, is better for
I,
you.
I tried that. And I don't know if it's something in the processing of it or what it is, but no. So I just stay away from all of it.
Okay,
Now,
I got you. I got you
I'll
there.
tell you a secret.
Uh-huh.
It's not really a secret. You know those Kit Kat candy bars that you can
Yeah.
break into four pieces?
Uh-huh.
I can have one of those four pieces once a week and I'll be
Okay.
okay. But that's
Okay. So
it.
it's not bad
If I
once a
eat
week.
two, forget it. But one, so it's like, yeah,
Okay.
just
You
why
found your
bother?
little limit. So there you go. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I got you though. So
Yeah.
yeah, just do something, So but yeah, there you go. So okay, cool. So yeah, just definitely having a healthier option. Just like I got my protein shake. It just happened to be right here. This is by a company called Vega, and this one has
Yeah.
a unique quality. It actually has protein and creatine. So your body also naturally makes creatine. So creatine, what it does is it helps your body do more reps when you're working out, and then also helps
Right.
you with time to get stronger, so your body retains more water to help you squeeze out the reps. So your body makes it some, and it's also found in steaks. So if you can get a little bit more, so this actually per scoop has 30 grams of protein and it has 3 grams of creatine. So this is like the only protein shake, and it's also made from plants. So like
Oh,
myself,
nice.
I like protein powders and protein shakes that are made from plants. So yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what I go and teach my
I
clients.
have one
So,
that's a different company. I won't say which one it
okay.
is, but it's where I put the whey protein in there. And
Hmm.
I'll put it in like, I'll just take my blender and I'll put a bunch of fruit in there, mixed fruit, your red berries, your
Okay.
blueberries. Um, and blend that up, and then I'll put a little of that in. Sometimes I use coconut water. Um,
Oh, that's good.
and
I like that. So that's
yeah,
really good for you.
yeah.
That's.
And
Mhm.
so then I've got that added protein, especially when it's really hot out, like we have those real hot temperatures here in Texas, and it's great because
Mhm.
it keeps me going, and I
Okay.
can drink it without
Nice, nice,
having
man.
side
Listen, I
effects.
never been
So
to Texas.
yeah,
I got to go there one day.
yeah, it's really beautiful here. It's just right now it's it wasn't this way the last couple of years we were here, but this summer it's just hitting so hard. In fact, we're 3 miles from one of the man-made lakes, and
Oh.
they have been so dry that you're seeing things that you haven't seen since they first filled the they call them dams and the lakes, and now the water is 8 feet above where it normally is, and they're just
Mhm.
gushing it. It's just pouring out. So for that to be that bad
Wow.
here, I just can't imagine. It's just horrific down the road. um, yeah,
God, I'm
I
sorry to
mean,
hear.
there's
So,
trees down.
so
Yeah, I was saw from Krista Fee. It's
uh-huh,
Krista, and her last name's Vfee. She has
uh-huh,
battle number 2b.org, I think it is, and she's been out. She lives an hour west of here, of Austin, and she's been out helping rescue people, bring water,
oh, beautiful.
blankets,
Thank God. Thank
whatever it
God. So,
is, because there's
God bless
still
us over
families
there.
that are separated, still
I
trying to
heard.
find people.
I heard it
It's
today.
just
So,
crazy, just crazy what's happening, and it's great to see a lot of people that are pitching in and
mhm.
helping
Thank
and
God.
getting
Thank God.
stuff.
I seen it
Yeah,
today. I seen it really today. Just this is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy that so
and that's
all that water happened overnight, and
yeah,
the people they had their phone turned off. Everybody, I'm like, wow.
yeah. I mean, sometimes we complain too much about, oh, I didn't get this or I didn't get that. It's like these people are scrambling for their lives. They're
Oh
trying to
my
find
God.
other family members. They don't have a home anymore. They don't have anything. So yeah, we need to remember them and help out where
Exactly.
we can, where we can. So
Exactly, exactly, and also be thankful for whatever you have and whoever's in your life.
yeah,
Appreciate them because life is short. Yeah, yeah, Ellis, I
oh,
totally agree
too
with you.
short, too short. We forget how short our time is. Talking about the Bible, it says number your days, and it's
Hmm.
not to say, oh no, I only have this much time left, but it's to make the best of what you have right now. you
Exactly.
know, Put that life and that joy in there, and truly enjoy your lives and enjoy those
Y-
around you. But
Yes, yes,
we've
Ellis,
gone
I
a
totally
long
agree.
ways from your app to where we
Yes,
are.
yes,
So,
you
what
did
is
have
the
such a
name of your app and the name of your company?
yes, yes, Ellis. My private app is Solomon's Fitness World, and my company is Solomon's Gym Incorporated. So it's just a
Okay.
Solomon Fitness World is what I also go by doing business, but it's Solomon Gym Incorporated. That's the official name of my business.
And where do we find you, and where do we find your app?
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I mean, so they can find me. They can find me on Instagram. The health coach. So they can find me there, and they can also find me
Okay.
on YouTube, Solomon Fitness World. So they can find me over there. Facebook, Solomon Pratt. So what else I got? Yes, yes. I've been around and thinking. So yeah, this is how I get to help more people, and people need help with their habits. But so I have to give them access to the app when the person fill out the application, and then they basically pick a program. And but yeah,
Okay.
a person will fill out the application. So I'm also sending you the application, and the person can just go fill it out, and then I will just review it, and we can see if it's a good fit. They also can order my book on Amazon. This is my book for the
Oh,
women. Yeah, the
nice.
anti-inflammatory fitness
We'll
Bible
have to
for
have
women.
you
So
on my
yes,
podcast, Reading Between the Words, and talk about your book. That'd be
yes,
great.
totally, totally. So yes,
The
so the book.
Anti-Inflammatory Fitness Bible for Women. I like that.
Yes, speaking of the Bible, yep, yep. So this is the first time ever that the Bible was written, by a man, but had the women first in mind.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Oh,
So
That's funny.
That's what they need. So it came out a few months ago. So I put my heart and soul into this. So and this is me. So it has a lot of my knowledge about being a health coach, a personal trainer for 12 years, training women. So many women,
Nice.
being a glute specialist, certified nutritionist, and I made it so simple. And so just I made it so a simple person can just implement it and get results and feel better, and it would just change their life. So this is meant to just get them on track, help them get the right mindset, get some structure, be able to get some progress so that they can lead their family and live their best life because God wants them healthy and fit. I tell them all the time,
That's right.
you are not your past. They said, so you are loved and you are strong and you can do this.
Ah, that's awesome. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Solomon, for being here. I really appreciate it. And thank you, our audience. I hope you got a lot from what Solomon had to say from learning about how he runs his business and grew his business. And we'll see you next time on Wisdom on the Front Porch.
Thank you for joining us today on Wisdom on the Front Porch with your host, Ellis Kirkpatrick. You can find us on our website, wisdomonthefrontporch.com, see previous episodes of the podcast, and view issues of the magazine. Did you know you can submit questions, leave reviews, or suggest topics? You can also tell us where your favorite front porch location is and what it means to you. We hope you gain value and insight from today's or previous talks. We appreciate your support for us so we can continue to provide value and expertise to you and others. Subscribe to Wisdom on the Front Porch magazine and join in next week when we bring you another great insight into the world of entrepreneur culture and lifestyle. Make today a great day. Always believe that something wonderful is going to happen.